For many creatives, the idea of making $1 million a year seems like a crazy amount of money. But what if I told you there was a system to it? A series of steps that a creative agency needs to take in order to get there. And when you know which steps to take and in what order, it is very possible for you to scale to 7 figures in 6 to 18 months. So today, I'm going to explain the exact 10 steps I would take to get there if I owned a creative agency. The first place that I would focus in this is understanding where do I have competitive advantage. I would go about looking at my own career, my own experience. What is my zone of genius? What am I personally best in class at? The thing that I do phenomenally well. I would evaluate exactly what that looks like, what my experience has been, exactly how it is that I can be delivering what it is that I was put on this planet to do and that I enjoy doing the most. It is incredibly important that we avoid just adding on things for the sake of adding them on. There's a lot of self-doubt that happens for the vast majority of creatives, which results in us adding more work, more types of services to what it is that we do that we in the end have zero business doing. That self-doubt creates us having a reaction to what we are doing rather than focusing on what we should do. You need to stay in your lane. The next thing that I would do is I would evaluate exactly who it is that I wanted to work with. Who do I like? Who do I enjoy? Who's gonna have the maximum amount of benefit out of what it is that I know how to do best? And making sure that I get to have fun with what it is that I'm doing. There's nothing worse than building a business that is at scale and I don't have any fun with it, that the people that I'm engaging with every single day drain my batteries. I enjoy what I do, and you should be able to build a business allowing for you to enjoy every single day. There's nothing worse than having a business than waking up and feeling incredibly drained by it. So don't allow that to happen to you. The next piece is I would go doing some research next. I would take what it is that I am best at, what it is and who it is that I'm going to be serving, and understanding exactly what it is that they need. So I would go about setting up 3, 5, maximum of 10 interviews that allows for me to find out exactly what is going on inside their head. How can I confirm the assumptions that I'm making? What are the reasons they would buy? What are the reasons that they wouldn't? We ask loads of questions and make loads of assumptions, but are really unsure about how it is that we are positioning our service. And there's no better way to allow for us to understand fully and be comfortable with it than to hear it from them themselves. The next piece is I'm actually going to do things on the cheap for a moment. I'm going to offer my services at a slightly discounted rate, but for a different type of payment. So I'm going to go about setting some expectations, offering it to those 3, 5, or 10 people that I had a conversation with, and then create some social proof, create some case studies, proof of concept, if you will. So I would give them a discount in exchange for data, for interviews, for them appearing at speaking engagements with me, allowing for me to be able to sell into the next stage of my business. Social proof and experience is a phenomenal way to sell your future clients, and I'm gonna leverage it in this scenario. The next step is I gotta activate, I gotta go do the work. So I'm gonna actually go about taking the expectations that I set with those initial 3, 5, or 10 people, and I'm going to then go and activate against that scope of work. I'm gonna get that work done, and I'm gonna do it phenomenally well. I'm gonna make sure that I understand exactly how it impacted their business, how much revenue it added, what are their conversion rate metrics, what exactly had that impact. And I wanna hit something quickly here for you all. The vast majority of creatives will then say to me, especially those that are branding agencies, how do I measure it? Brand awareness is very difficult to measure. There are things that you can measure within the business that are immediately impacted by brand. Conversion is impacted, client lifetime value is impacted. There is something that you can measure on your client's impact in ROI. I want you to measure it so that we can then sell it. The next thing is I'm gonna go about refining my process. I learned loads when I just activated against those initial scopes of work. What worked? What didn't? I know if your life is at all like mine, things don't go exactly to plan. So I'm gonna interview those same clients again after the fact to understand exactly how they felt throughout the experience and what worked and what didn't, so that I can, in the end, be able to build better client experience, greater client loyalty, so that I have a better foundation for my business going forward, and learn as much as I can from those initial engagements so that I can refine my systems, my process, my method, the way in which I work that is different from everyone else. The next thing I would do is I would refine the offer. I would take all of those inputs, the initial interviews, the work that I did, the post interviews, the postmortems, if you will. Take those challenges, the issues, the nuances that they experienced in the engagement, and get my packages to a place that is an obvious hell yes. Make sure that we are able to build the way that we are positioned, the result, the impact, the goal, the price point, exactly how we talk about the way that our services are offered in such a way that makes it an obvious yes to every single person that we talk to. Then I'm gonna go to market. I need to get out there and use this guy to start to talk about and make sure that I get in front of everyone. A friend and colleague of mine told me at one point that it is your responsibility to make sure that everyone hears about you. And if they don't know about you, that is your fault. So get out there, go get on stages, go speak, go post on social, start to get proof of concept out there and into the world, utilizing your social, your case studies, your referrals, get some outreach going, show up at industry events, utilize those case studies, solve the industry's challenges that you're serving, and make sure that you're utilizing things like podcasts to be able to make sure that I am talking and getting in front of my ideal client as much as I possibly can. The next piece to continue to build upon that is I would look to build a referral network. So there's loads of people out there that talk to your ideal client every single day. And you are missing an incredible opportunity to get referrals from them. They want their clients and the people that they have relationships with to have their challenges solved as well. And if you can solve them, they want to get you in front of them. So you need to be sure that you know them, that you have a relationship with them, recognizing that the first stages of business, we have less dollars available for marketing. But this is an incredible way for us to be able to build a revenue so that we have more dollars in the future to market. The final thing is, if I'm going to be able to grow and I'm going to be able to scale, I know that I'm going to have to get myself out of the day-to-day. So I'm going to take the method, those processes, the thing that I already refined, I'm going to document it so that I can go out and hire the people that I need to do the day-to-day, starting at the bottom and then continuing up from junior level to senior level people, getting myself out consistently as the business grows. But I have everything documented so that I can quickly and easily pass it off to someone else. Incredibly important. I know that the vast majority of agencies end up in a place where the founder is stuck in the day-to-day. They are the predominant person that is doing client deliverables, and they do not have anything documented, which slows down their growth to an incredible fashion. Don't let it happen to you. So now you know the 10 steps that it'll take to get you to $1 million a year in revenue, but you still need the knowledge and the skills that you need to get there. So check out this video where I explain exactly what you need to learn at each level of success so you can actually start to build and put everything into place.